Artwork from the Magic of the Gathering 2017 Planeswalker pack cards, all arrayed in one incredibly inviting piece of artwork. Honestly, this is most assuredly flavorful. Look at this. This is Bolas, most likely, this is my interpretation. This is Bolas chronicling his victory over the Gatewatch. And the level that they have gone to include different levels of flavor, and this is fantastic. You start over here on the left with Jace. Now I will say, admittedly, when you see the full art for Jace, his legs look goofy, man, and the pants he's wearing, he looks silly. But let's take a look at this. He looks like he is trapped in that little box down there. It looks like he is trapped somewhere. So that you have this bigger version where it looks like he's just sending out these beams, not doing anything. It's almost like a bigger version of himself trapped down here. Almost like he might be trapped in this mural. Is Jace, or maybe his mind, trapped in this wall? And you have the horns of Bolas right here above it, the white horns. And this is a repeating theme throughout the art, obviously, since it's Bolas and he's an egomaniac. I can identify with that. You've got Liliana here. She's got the golden horns behind her like this, and the way she's standing. Has she submitted to Bolas now? And some of these markings over here on the side, like you'll see, like there's 3 big tick marks. Are those the 3 demons that Liliana has defeated and the one that still is out there? Right? And the Bolas on the throne over there on the other side. Does this all mean that Liliana has actually submitted to serving Bolas? I mean, he does know a lot of undead magic. Is that what's going to happen? Will Lily be a tool of Bolas? Will that be how she ends up getting rid of the last demon? So you've got her. And then you've got Nissa. And the Bolas horns above Nissa have no color. Right? So do these colors level, like the level of defeat? Nissa may be dead. This sand here could indicate one of 2 things. This could either mean that Nissa's just completely dead and no longer exists, and that's why the sand's pouring through the holes here. Or it could indicate that she's like lost in the wastes and lost to everybody, just gone out into the deserts, and we won't hear from her. But she's somewhere deep in the deserts of Amonkhet. It's really cool, honestly. This whole thing is so dope. Next up, you've got Chandra, right? And Chandra and Gideon together here, they're interesting because neither of them have any Bolas horns. There are no Bolas horns over them, and there aren't a bunch of victory glyphs, which makes it look like Bolas utterly dominated Gideon, Liliana, and Nissa. However, Chandra and Gideon were not taken down the same way, right? So you have these two taken together. You have Gideon standing defiant, ready to face forward to fight presumably Bolas or whatever it is that he is putting here on the wall. But yes, most likely it is going to be a graven image of Bolas right here at the end, and it makes sense for it to be that. Now, Gideon has his arm whipped back. Now, he's face forward. He is not looking towards the path. Like, he's only looking forward. He's not looking back. There's no concern for what's behind him. His Saral is whipped back. It could have easily hit Chandra. Perhaps he is so focused on defeating Bolas that he's willing to sacrifice anything, uncaring of his friends. Chandra has the talk to the hand turned away, like, I am not doing, like, even her body pose. She's slanted away. The way, everything about this is like a defiant, I am not with you on this. So it may turn out that Gideon decided to try and face down Bolas in a particular way, and Chandra disagreed, but it looks like Bolas wasn't able to dominate Chandra and Gideon to the same degree. And now there's this gigantic crack running through Gideon here, right? And that could either be to show that he, in his pursuit here, that he's incredibly flawed, or it could be showing that Bolas has punctured his invulnerability. Either way, the way they have chosen to do the flavor of this is amazing. And these aren't the only details. Now, if we look in the foreground, we have all these little people, right? And they're all actually tied to whatever walker is in front of them. Oh, sorry, you know what? I didn't even talk about Bolas here. Let's talk about that before we talk about that. Now, Bolas is the only one who's still clearly fully alive and free to do as he will. He is there on the end, putting up this gigantic tableau to his own victory, a monument to his defeat over the Gatewatch, on top of his plan working quite well for him. So, he is here, hunched down, just living it up. Down at his feet, he has his followers worshiping him. This is the end. These are people worshiping Bolas. This is the symbol of his victory, the God Pharaoh. And this whole thing is repeated. Like I said, the people in the foreground. You start with Jace. Okay? Jace's mind is probably broken and gone because look at the people in front of him. Both of them are clutching their head. You have one with the hand of the head tilting forward as if they're about to go down on their knees the same way that this person is, which also could tie into the concept, is Jace in the wall? I mean, is this a scoring system that Bolas uses? Is this white or silver scored because he's trapped Jace's mind? And is Jace's mind literally trapped in the wall and wailing out psionic waves that are actually causing these people to stagger to their knees? Is Liliana here, is she wreathed in gold because Bolas has actually subverted her to his will? And this is the symbol of his dominance? And these worthy dead, look at, these are all subservient worthy dead, right? These are not the Eternals. These are worthy dead. And there's a difference between the two. The Eternals are the servants of Bolas, whereas the worthy dead represent something different. So, they are all moving forward towards Bolas in subservience. Is this a symbol of Liliana's subservience? Even in Liliana's defeat on the card, she's just sitting there, boys. So, incredibly interesting. Then we move on to Nissa. Is there anybody in the foreground? At first you'd think no, but if you look closely, it appears to me that one of the sand piles at least is cascading off a person. Maybe somebody kneeling. It's possible that there may actually be somebody there being buried by the sand. Or more than one person. And this may indicate that Nissa is gone out in the wastes, either dead and buried, or more likely hidden out the wastes, obscured to Bolas, and he doesn't know. Maybe that's why parts of the image are obscured with sand, right? And there are, again, no colors in that horn, so to him that may be a failure, that he doesn't know what happened to her or whatever. Or maybe that's to be continued. So we'll see. That's incredibly interesting to me. In the foreground in front of Chandra, that's actually where you have the representation of her flames. Now, does that mean anything more? Her not having any flames in the actual artwork, like in the wall, I should say, does that indicate her unwillingness to take action in the scenario? Or have her powers been doused? And is she saying she literally cannot cooperate because she has been depowered to the point where she can't? But either way, having the guys in front with the torches and stuff, and the posing of them as well. God, the artist who did this, I can't grasp the level of understanding of everything you have to be able to do this. I mean, this is, one person created this. This is incredible. Just all the thought into the details, because you can just look at this and go, wow, this is just a nice picture. But when you pull it all apart, the way that everybody's posed, the way that this is all done, and I mean, look at, in front of Gideon, there is only one person. He's hunched over, half broken, but still moving forward, almost like somebody carrying like a big burden, like maybe like a cross to bear. They do run that Jesus theme with Gideon, so it's almost got like a Jesus feel where he's under great burden, but he's soldiering forward. So that ties into Gideon, and then at the end we've got Bolas in his majesty being worshipped by people. The front characters, the design of this is amazing, and I guarantee you there are details I'm missing. There's no way. I looked at this for a long time before doing this video, genuinely just out of enjoyment. Vincent Pross, or however you pronounce his name, has fucking nailed it out of the park with this. God damn it. This is a print I would put on my wall. And just as sorry, it's overwhelming me, man. It's just amazing as a piece of magic artwork. And you can get this as a box set with 6 planeswalkers in it. Wow. Okay, so, majorly flavorful, guys. Thanks for tuning in and hear what I have to say about it. If there are other details that you've noticed or other theories that you have, by all means, please share them. I find this incredibly interesting. And also, I just want to point out that while on the card the Bolas artwork doesn't work, on this gigantic tableau it works so well. I wish I knew what he was etching into the wall right there. So, thanks for tuning in, my friends, and we'll see you on the next MTG Purple.